Interstate 840 and Interstate 785. Yeah. And the rest of the Greensboro Urban Loop as well. Alright, in today's video, we're going to be talking about the Greensboro Urban Loop. And this includes I-840 and I-785, the topic interstates for today's video. Let's have a look at the map. As we can see, just like with the Harrisburg Capital Beltway, I included 3 colors in this map. The red is marked with our routes that we're going to be covering today, I-840 and I-785. The green is I-85, and the blue is I-73. These 4 routes all form the Greensboro Inner Loop and circle around the city of Greensboro. You're watching the Xavier 456. I post new highway content every week. If you like this kind of content, then go ahead and smash that like button. And if you really like it, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications. Alright, I must remind you that you can request your exit or intersection down in the comments below. Next week we're going to be covering I-277 in Charlotte. Alright, let's first start by talking about the inner loop of the Greensboro Urban Loop. So we're going to start here at the western interchange of I-40 and I-73 and East 840. West 40 is getting signed with North 421 for Winston-Salem, and 40 East is signed for Greensboro just because it hasn't touched the downtown yet. And North 73 and East 840 are signed for the Piedmont Triad International Airport and Martinsville. Martinsville's thrown on there because of I-73, which will later be carried on by US 220, and that's going to Martinsville. And here is where I-73 splits off of us, signed for the Piedmont Triad Airport, Martinsville, and a Kentucky treatment of Bryan Boulevard, since there's another exit to that. And here we get a pull-through for East I-840 to I-785 for Raleigh. Great choice there, because that's where I-40 is going. Here is the exit for US 220 itself, and it's just getting a Kentucky treatment of Battleground Avenue. But this exit was requested by Ryan Goldin. He wanted to see this because it takes you to the Guilford Courthouse National Military Park, and he mainly used that exit to get some pretty good restaurants that he recommends, like Elizabeth Pizza and Rhodey's Tavern, since he lives in the Greensboro area. Thank you for that request. And here we meet with US 29, which is getting signed for Greensboro and Danville. Good choices there. And here is where I-785 is actually getting pulled through, along with East 840, for Raleigh and Charlotte, because Raleigh is where 40 is going, and Charlotte is where 85 is going. Good stuff. Here we get our only mileage sign on this section of road, and we can see High Point is on the top line at 29, and Charlotte is on the bottom at 104. So they're actually favoring I-85 here. And I guess it makes sense because Charlotte is North Carolina's biggest city, so I would favor that. Here we meet with US 70, which is also getting the Kentucky treatment of Burlington Road to Wendover Avenue. And just 2 miles up the road, we're going to be meeting with I-40 and North 85, all signed for Greensboro, Durham, and Raleigh. And here is that split, and we can see 840 and 785 have both ended here. And I-40 is signed with North 85 for Greensboro, Durham, and Raleigh. Durham is where 85 is going, and Raleigh is where 40 is going. They're having concurrency before Durham. And 85 is signed south for High Point and Charlotte, and that's the route we will be following to continue on the loop. Here is an AB exit for Greensboro and US 421 south for Sanford, and it's actually a freeway in this section just south of here. And here we meet with I-73 and US 220 southbound, signed for Greensboro and Asheboro. I mean, I don't know about Asheboro that much anymore. Yes, I know the North Carolina Zoo is located near there, and it was rated the #1 zoo in America, but that probably still doesn't a control city make. But anyways, North 73, South 85, and North 421 are all pulled through for Winston-Salem, Martinsville, and Charlotte. Winston-Salem's for 421, Martinsville for 73, and Charlotte is for 85. We'll be following 73 from here. And here is the split. I-85 south signed for High Point and Charlotte, and North 73 and 421 signed for Winston-Salem and Martinsville. I mean, I personally prefer Roanoke over Martinsville, but you can make your decision on that. And here we come back to where we started, at the interchange with I-40, signed east for Greensboro and west for Winston-Salem, along with 421. And North 73 and East 840 pulled through for the airport and Martinsville. Alright, now let's turn around and talk about the outer loop of the Greensboro Urban Loop. So we're going to start at the same interchange, this time heading in the other direction. And we can see 40 and North 421 are signed for Greensboro and Winston-Salem, and South 73, South 421, and 2 I-85 are signed for Asheboro and Durham. I mean, Durham's pretty much the most important city on there. And here is where we meet with South 85, and I didn't actually see the South 29 shield over on the other side, but we see High Point and Charlotte as they should be, and North 29 is signed for Greensboro, and we now get a pull through for North 85, South 73, and South 421 for Durham and Sanford. Here is where we split off of I-73 and South 220 signed for Ashboro, and we can see North 85 and South 421 are signed to East 40, and they are Durham/Raleigh and Sanford. Good stuff. Good job putting both Durham and Raleigh on this sign. Those are two important cities. And here's where US 421 splits off for Sanford, although we don't see a south on there. I feel like we should see a south on there. And here we meet our routes for the video, I-785 and 840, and we can also see a 2 West 40 shield on there, and they are signed for Greensboro and Danville. So the reason they're favoring Danville is because of US 29. And Greensboro is on there because of West 40, because you just passed the downtown, and if you want to get back there, yeah. East 40 and North 85 are signed for Durham and Raleigh, as they should be. And here you meet with US 70 for Burlington Road to Wendover Avenue once again. And here's the only mileage sign that I could find heading this way. It is a laundry list of exits. And US 29 is 2¼ miles, Yanceyville Street is 5 miles, and North Elm Street is 6¼ miles. Here we meet with US 29, signed for Greensboro and Danville once again, and now we're only I-840, there's no more 785. And we're signed west for Winston-Salem because that's where 40 is going. Here we meet with US 220 again, signed for Battleground Avenue, rather than an actual control city. What the heck? And here we meet with 73 North, signed for the airport, Martinsville and Bryan Boulevard once again. But they're not even telling us that we are going into the south main line of I-73. We're becoming concurrent here, but they don't give you that information. This has happened before with I-85. And here we are back where we started, back at the 40 interchange once again, with 40 and North 421 signed for Greensboro and Winston-Salem, and South 73, South 421, and 285 signed for Ashboro and Durham. Well, that'll be it for this video, and that completes the 40 children. And next we're going to go to I-277, the only 77 child in North Carolina. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you then. May peace be with you.